Hey there guys, just a quick run through this Bosch shredder. This particular one comes in two variants which look pretty much the same. One is instead of TC on the end it has D on the end, and this is turbo cut or something like that, turbine cut something, and the other one is drum, I guess. But they're both the same power, I think, and but this one here I like the sound of because of the sort of sloping blades it has. If you look inside there you can see how the cutting drum or part has sort of sloping blades, and to me that kind of made sense because, you know, if you're chopping or hacking or something, it's good to hit it oblique, not at an angle, because it will often slice through better. So whether that plays out or not, I don't really know. So while we're looking down here, I'll just switch it on quickly so you can see the blades going around. There we go. And stop it again. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff stuck down in between the teeth, but as you feed more things in, that just gets pushed out of the way, and it doesn't seem to interfere with anything. So let's just go and have a look at the stuff, some of the stuff I chipped up the other day, so you can see what it looks like. So here we go, this is some kind of Leylandii stuff, and as you can see it's gone through some reasonably large chunks. It just munches it through. We'll run some branches through in a minute so you can see it working. These have been sitting around for a few months and they got quite dry, and I think if the wood's allowed to dry before you chip it, the chipper doesn't like it as much as it would. Here you go, here's some more Leylandii stuff here, some fairly large stuff. It goes through the kind of greenery okay as well. As you can see, this has had a chance to dry out over the summer before it was chipped up. And is there some other stuff here I've done? Here we go. What was this? They've got some pieces of there's some bits of magnolia in here somewhere, but that's not magnolia. Doesn't smell right. I don't know what this is. Various. We've got a lot of plants in our garden I don't know the name of, but some of it, as you can see, is quite large stuff. And I did jam up once or twice, but quickly reverse it, and that's okay. So now I'm going to go and chop up some bits to feed in, and then we'll have a look at it running. So I just cut this rather large branch off a bush in the garden, and we'll now feed it into the shredder and see what happens. So you can see how it's quite sort of slow, but it just sort of keeps going. Now that's being pushed in at the moment, probably by the weight of the branch, because we've still got another sort of 6 foot's worth above that you can see now. The problem, not the problem really, but you'll see in a minute it will stop going in, because as you get to the top of a branch you have a lot of fine material, and in this case leaves, and maybe it's better to wait till the autumn, and they won't go through. What you have to do now is kind of bunch them together and shove them down in. But if you keep doing that, keep bunching and shoving, the hopper will get so full of leaves that it will jam up and you'll end up having to pull it all out. So what I'll do now is I'll pull out some of this bushy stuff, chop it into bits and feed it through a bit more slowly. So I normally have a pair of loppers handy so I can do that. After you've done that, they seem to be going in a bit still, but when you're putting the leaves and small stuff through, you might find that some of it doesn't get sucked through like you might like. But the best thing to do there is just go and get another branch and feed that through on top, and it will just pull all that stuff through. So I'll go and get another branch. This one's probably about 18 foot long, and you'll see in a minute as I put it in, the end is probably very close to the maximum size for the machine, which is I think about 50mm. So we'll put it in and it may jam up, but we'll have a look. If I can get it upright. There you go. So this is too much. It's too much for it to handle. So what we'll do now, we'll press the stop button, the reverse button, and we'll have another go, but it'll probably just jam up again. Yeah. Well, we're asking a lot of it, I suppose. So what I'll have to do here is probably chop off a section using a saw and then start again where it's a bit thinner. But I find these thicker bits here, if you chop them up, they're quite good for a little fire or something if you've got time to season them. So yeah, you could, that's another thing you could do with the thicker bits. So we'll just have a look in the hopper, see what we've got. They might be a bit full. There you go. So you can see the thingy, the shredder stops when you've. But there's some quite big stuff there, as you can see, that it's just munched right through. It's weird how it kind of splinters it all as it goes.